What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we've got another mystery box, but this time, it's Sunlu. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's get these unboxed so that I can figure out what colors I'm dealing with. Alright, item number 1. Oh boy. I saw on the side, and it looks very fun. I was not expecting a color-changing filament. This is pretty cool. Okay, that's gonna be difficult to work into something, but I'll give it my best shot. Oh no, another rainbow. I love it, I love the rainbow, but coming up with a fun design for this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so this one's even more rainbow. So here's a quick side-by-side of the two we've got so far. So a purple and pink, and then they call this one Silk PLA Plus Rainbow. Number 5. I don't know if the numbers matter. All right, I think these are all gonna be rainbow. This is gonna be very interesting. I may have to work in some other colors to make this work, but another rainbow. This one is Silk Tricolor Red, Yellow, Green. It's interesting. I have not used a tricolor, so that'll be really cool. And the last one, oh my goodness, what is this one? Maybe a glow in the dark? Yes, oh my goodness, glow in the dark. This is gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna do my best. I have a couple other Sunlu rolls over here. These are ones I actually bought, and I haven't had the right time to use them yet, so I feel like now might be the right time. So I'm gonna work these in to the mystery package. I don't even remember what colors these are. I'm gonna actually make my own things instead of just finding random things. So it's actually a black, not a gray. So I have black, green, and then 3 rainbows that don't really go with black and green, and then a glow in the dark. We have some work to do. Let's get in the computer. All right, so we are in the computer, and I really have no idea what kind of design I want to make. Maybe like the rainbow's giving me popsicle or like ice cream vibes. So maybe we'll start there. Ice cream SVG. Okay, kind of what I'm going for, just like a simple ice cream type thing. This is pretty cool. That I don't think will look good with the colors that I have. We'll save that for another day. This is kind of cool. I like, the reason I clicked on this, I don't know that I love this, but the background is really cool, and it's like the rainbow silk one. So if I could find a way to make this design work for me, the background is pretty cool. And then I could put whatever words I want on this front part to go with that. So I like that. I'm actually going to screenshot this one because I'm not going to use this design. I'm just going to use inspiration from this design. So maybe not ice cream. What else? We'll stay on the summer vibes. Summer SVG. Something like this, and then the background would be the gradient filament. Maybe the trees are white. The glow in the dark white could go on top of this, and then the words summer vibes. I could do something like this. I'll screenshot this one for inspiration as well. See if I can find all of these pieces that I would need. Something like that's kind of cool. Ooh, maybe something like this, like take one of these line art designs and put it in the glow in the dark filament on top of those, like I was doing on that last one. Man, there's so many cool things, and like summer gnomes, those are super cute. How will I choose? I'm gonna start with these. Inside Illustrator, now we need to bring in our files that we just purchased. Is this the one I liked? I think so. Yeah, I think this is the one that I liked. Okay, and what's cool about this is I don't really have to do anything. This will probably just print fine. I may need to thicken some of the lines, maybe. But as long as I print it big enough, I don't think it's gonna matter. So now what I want to do is put a circle in the background, and then Let me try it a different way really quick before I do that. Object, path, offset path. We'll start at 10. Hopefully it's fine. And... oh no, what happened here? And there. Ah, why is it doing this? There's something. Release clipping mask. Bring this over. Oh, okay, this has a lot more detail than that one did? Those don't have to be there. I can take those back out, but why was it hiding details from me? What? Let me see what the difference in these two is. That's a fun game to play. What's the difference? Oh, it took the birds away. Yeah, this one has the details. And when I brought it in here, it lost the details. Ah, okay, cool. So I'm gonna make a copy. Take the outside, so like just this outer piece. Object, path, offset path. That looks good, I think. Let's go a little less. 9. We'll go 10. 10 is fine. Okay. Change the color. It's really just for me to be able to see it. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. You just grab a rectangle, send it to the back so that I can select these two pieces. Shape builder tool, gone. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So now that I have this background, I want to make it. Let's grab that inspirational piece. Rainbow silk idea. Alright, so there is my inspiration piece. But I would like to put these lines in it. Will it have the gradient that I'm wanting? I don't know. Maybe I print it both ways. Not gonna dwell on it. So this over here. Let's make some rectangles. Gonna make them almost white so I can see where they're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and so then if I bring this down here and I select all of these, I can evenly distribute them. How do I want to make sure this is perfect? My issue, I don't want these like corners. See, like this piece is just gonna be left here. So I have to make sure, I could take it out, it's not a big deal. I just have to think about where these are meeting, what it's gonna look like, how everything's gonna be connected in the end. Maybe there for the first piece. And I still think maybe that much at the bottom. Okay, because then that doesn't mess this up. There'll still be something holding all of this together. Okay, we're gonna go with that to start, I think. And then we'll put like hangers here, like a string or something maybe. Who knows? This is where we're at so far. So we need to, should we shape build it or should we just minus front? Minus front. It's gone. Control G, group it all. And then bring that puppy down here. We're gonna bring that to the front. Now we just gotta make sure that none of these pieces, like if these birds or this little thing is in this gap, gotta get rid of that. Can't be there. I just wanna be able to see this really well. I need a color I can see. There, I can kind of see that. Okay, just bring down the opacity of that so that it's not killing my eyes. Okay, maybe less lines will be good. Bring this down here. Let's go 6 lines. Evenly distribute. And before I cut, bring this over. Okay, now the line is good. And then that'll trim off. That'll be fine. This needs to come down. Okay, now let me evenly distribute these and see what happens. Okay. Copy this down here. Grab all of those and that. Minus front. Okay, so this will need to be pulled down just a hair. Wonder if that would look dumb still connected. Okay, yeah, I think that needs to still be connected. And I think this needs to be connected. Even though it's not. That looks cool. Okay, that's looking good. But now we gotta get rid of the things that are floating. That's floating, that's floating. That's floating. That is basically floating. Okay. I got rid of all the floating pieces, I think. Every time I say that, there's always one that's still floating. Let's see what this looks like exported. Okie dokie. Import. Alright, quality all the way up on this one. May take a second to export. That's okay. Alright. And so that will come up just above. Hopefully all the color changes work well. Okay, one piece exported. We'll add a part. Change the filament. Yeah, those aren't the right colors. Yeah, we'll need to scale it or rotate it maybe? Yeah, I can rotate it. Sweet. 20% is fine. Alright. One piece may be ready to go. Let's see how long this takes to print. 9 hours. That's a long time. Anyways, see you when we get there. Okay, so filament time. This was the one. This was the silk one. And maybe this one too, because that's like a pretty beachy color. So maybe I'll try both of these out. But I only have one of the glow in the dark. So I'll have to print them separately, but that's okay. And I'm excited to try out these new rolls. Hopefully they work better in the AMS. This one's not new though. Alright, hopefully it's the same printing temperature. I have no idea, I've not printed with a glow in the dark before. And then we'll start with this one. And this one says to print it slightly higher than that one. Ooh, that is gonna be gorgeous. Very excited about this one. Okay, this one also says silk, but I guess it's just not shimmery is the only reason I was not calling it a silk. But they're both silk. Just different silks. Should be an interesting final result. All right, so the first beachy design has finished printing. And I think the design turned out great. It looks exactly like I wanted it to, with the gaps and the black part holding everything together, but it didn't really give me the color change that I was hoping for, which is not the filament's fault. It's a design issue. Anything that I print flat is probably gonna give us the color change here on the sides, and it's not changing fast enough to give us much of a change from top to bottom. So we are gonna go back to the computer and we're gonna start looking for designs that have already been created, maybe Maker World, who knows where we'll end up, but that's the plan. I'm gonna find something that gives this filament a good representation of what it can do. So let's head to the computer and get into that right now. What I'm looking for is something tall that will show the gradient, because what I just printed was only like this tall and all the gradient was on the layer change as it goes up. It wasn't on the flat layer. So I'm looking for something tall. This could be that, and then use the balls for like the glow in the dark or something. Interesting, something to think about. 22 hours though, that's a while. Ooh, a kit card! But it's also flat, and I don't know if it'll get any color change. It's not what I'm looking for. This could be nice. It's tall. Vase mode. I really want to see what this vase mode is all about. Sweet. So now that gives us more options because this is a single color print. Yeah! Option number 1. Yeah, send. Hopefully that looks cool. I loaded the purple and pink gradient one, tricolor, maybe that's what it's called. I loaded that one because I'm hoping I can put this on my shelf, because everything down there right now is like a purple blue color pattern. So I think this one would look really good there. We'll see what I print for the others. I might scale this down and make like 3 different sizes and do that for all of them. I don't know. gonna see what else I can find. So I'm already printing one planter. I don't want this to be all about planters. There's other things to look at, like this bowl. It's the same thing as a planter. A mushroom flower vase. Ooh, that's actually super practical. Oh, that's cute. Huh. Would that be cute in these filaments? Maybe. The shiny one. Alright, we'll give this one a go. This will be print number 2. Next model. Ooh, I could do the glow-in-the-dark filament for this cute little duck. Yeah, that'll be cute. I can do that. I may need to increase the flushing volumes. I was thinking about making a purge item, or a purge duck. But the whole thing is 61 grams, or I guess flushed? What is being flushed? 18 grams from black to orange. Oh. That means it's going to be flushing when the orange is in there. A ton. So it would be, I should do a second duck because, let's see if that fixes anything. So right now, for this duck, 28 grams going to the model. 22 grams are being flushed, which is almost an entire duck. So let's see. What if I clone this and I make this one flush into this object? No, that didn't work because it's still flushing 17. What if now I lower my flushing volumes? Will that matter? No. Man, that stinks. I guess because where it needs to flush, there's not a lot of real estate. And so, to be able to flush 18 grams, or whatever that number ended up being, you would need like this chunk at the body. That's unfortunate. What a bummer. That'll be cute as soon as I get a printer free. Okay, we probably need 3 more. Let's see what kind of art there is. Sculptures? Ooh, another skull. It's pretty cool. I'll add it to the list. It's a single color, so... Ooh, and they used a gradient filament, and it turned out really nice. Alright. We'll do that skull. Maybe 2 more. A lot of polygons on this thing. Not that long. Alright. I really like these impossible things, or like thread pass-through things. Maybe I'll see if I can print one of those. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'll print a couple different ones of these kinds of things. And then that'll be how we finish the video. Okay. Whoa! This one is so pretty! Oh my word. I better get busy. Alright, so it looks like I have a lot of work to do. I'm in love with these. I'll probably print way too many of them. I'll see you at the end. I've printed some more designs, and I'm starting to get a good feel for what this filament can really do. But before I wrap up this video, I have one more idea that I want to try out. I follow a lot of you guys on Instagram, and I see all of the cool models that you guys are creating. So, to finish up this video, I'm going to be printing some of your models. The creator I chose for this video is the Bearded Printer. I've been following him on Instagram for a while, and I love the things that he's creating. So I decided to go to his things profile, give him a sub and a follow, and to finish up the video, we're going to be printing some of his designs. So we have a lot to do still, but let's head to the computer, take a look at his models. Lots of things still to print. We have a lot to do. Let's get to it. Okay, so we are in the computer. Let's take a look at the Bearded Printer. All right, so what led me to his designs was actually this little guy. I think it is so cute. And I've wanted to print one of these that like is floppy and has all these little pieces in the top. I don't really know, but I think it's very cute. So we are going to download this. So my son really likes Easter eggs, so I'm pretty excited that we have some eggs to choose from. Okay, these 2 kind of look similar, this egg and this dragon. So I'm gonna print this egg, see how it looks. I think I'll use maybe the glow-in-the-dark filament for this one because I haven't printed a ton yet in the glow-in-the-dark because it clogged my printer. And so I've been hesitant to use it, but I think I just had the wrong settings. So we'll try this again with different settings, see how it turns out. And we will try this dragon. This is actually going to be my first dragon that I've ever printed. And I know that dragons are pretty popular. I'm in a few Facebook groups. I never post, but I'm in there. And so I see a lot of people posting about dragons. So this will be my first dragon. Pretty excited about it. And I think this filament, or the ones that I'm using, will actually turn out pretty cool because I think the color changing throughout the dragon will look amazing. So this dragon we're printing, the egg we're printing, and then the floppy character we're printing. Maybe a couple more things, but I've printed a lot for this video already, so we just need a few more pieces to wrap it up. So sending these to the printers, and I'll see you on the other side. Time for the reveal. We're going to start out with the designs that I made originally. So here was the first one, and here was the second one. I like both of them. I wish it would have landed on a different color for this one because I think this muted color with the glow in the dark doesn't look amazing, but it is what it is. If I could have gotten it to land on this blue, I think that would have been more ideal, but that's the way it works with color changing filament. You never know what the top result is going to be, which is why I didn't stick with just flat designs like I would normally create, and I went back and started making other designs, Maker World designs. So these turned out great. I enjoyed the design process. Again, these files will be available on my Patreon, the ones that I designed. Those will be available to my top tier members if you like them. Next, we're gonna go to the vases. I love these vases. I had never really printed in vase mode before, and they're so flimsy. It kind of broke on the bottom. Not great. Couldn't put any water in these vases, but I am going to put them up here, maybe replace one of these two pots, because I have a nice color scheme with the purple going on back there anyways, so I like these. I just got to figure out maybe some flowers or something to go in them. I think it was really nice. I think the vases were a good use of the color changing filament because you get to see a different gradient or design, and I finally got to see something that gives you a nice gradient across the board. So I really liked the vases. I think they are a wonderful use for this kind of filament. Yeah. All right, next, the skulls. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, I've been printing a skull in lots of them. So this is the one that I found. I printed a larger version and a smaller version. Of course, I'll make sure the files are linked below, but this turned out incredible. I love the flowers on this. I love the color change from bottom to top. I think this filament worked perfect for these skulls. I will definitely be adding one of these, not sure which one, maybe both, probably not, to the shelf up there where I have the gold one. I think that would go pretty nicely up there. Just haven't decided which one I actually want to put there, but it turned out great. Love the filament for these skulls. Pretty excited about how these turned out. Next, we have the pumpkins. So I printed one of the pumpkins in the same filament as I printed the skulls, and I love it. So of all the filaments, this is definitely the one that I like the best. It is this one here. It's their Silk PLA Plus Rainbow number 5. Of the 4 that they sent me, this is definitely my favorite. It's more of a pastel, but it still has a bit of a sheen to it, as you can kind of hopefully tell on the skulls. Pastel, but still kind of a silk, not metallic. I wasn't a fan of the metallic, but I did love this filament. Next were the other pumpkins. So I had some issues. The first time printing with the metallic on the pumpkin, it didn't go great. You can see there's lots of bumps down at the bottom. This was my first attempt. I didn't change any speed settings, I just hit go. And that's what we got. Next, I tried again, and it got better. The bumps are less prominent. It's still not 100% though. I don't have any parts on the bottom that I think are good. But that was attempt number 2. I had slowed things down, but I didn't slow down the overhangs. I just slowed down the outer wall and the inner wall. And that was the result that I got from that. And then finally, I just took this off the printer. The final result, still not 100% perfect down here at the bottom, but overall, way better than what I had before. So I printed these, or this one, with these settings. I ran it on PLA silk, bamboo PLA silk. It's not bamboo, it's Sunlu. But I think a silk profile to start with is a decent place to begin. And then over here, the rest of these I think were true to the items originally. But I did change some speed settings. So with the pumpkin, you could see on the bottom that it was like bumpy. You could see that the filament was not smooth and pretty and clean like we want it to be. So the outer wall slowed down to 75, inner wall 105. And then the overhangs, I slowed down tremendously. So these are percentages, I think, of the amount of overhang or line width of the overhang. I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but if there's like this range of overhang, it will print at this speed, and then so on towards the bottom. So I adjusted these numbers slightly to hopefully give me slower overhangs, because the bottom of this pumpkin was where I was having the issue with the overhang. There's probably a way to tell exactly what those percentages are so that I could adjust those specific numbers, but I don't know them. So if you know them, let me know in the comments. But these are the numbers that I picked, and it ended up working really well. I also changed the acceleration values. I don't know if it helped or did anything at all, but I slowed them down slightly. So you don't always have to print at max speed. Slow things down, you'll get better quality, especially with the silk filaments. But way better. Slowed down the overhangs, slowed down the overall speed of the outer and inner walls, and it looks nice. Next, I printed a few of these impossible twisty things. Let's see if I can take them apart. These twisty things. So I printed the inside with the glow PLA. I'll check in a minute and see how much these actually glow. But then I printed the outer layers with these 2 filaments. I tried it with the pastel one that I really like, but I couldn't get a successful print out of it. It kept failing about halfway. So like in this zone, the pastel one kept failing. So I had to just go with the purple and the pink and the metallic one. And both of them turned out pretty cool. It slides in pretty easily, and you can get it out both sides. So I really like the design. There's a lot more of these if you're into chess. I kind of like playing chess, and so I thought the pawns were a nice print. There's others though. I'll at least link to the pawns, and then I'm sure once you go to this guy's profile, you will find all of the other pieces to create the full chess set. Next, I printed some nameplates, because what's a Macy Makes video without some nameplates? So I've got this one with the pastel filament, which I think turned out pretty cool. You can see the color change all the way from orange to pink, and it ended up landing as pink for the front face. So it's tough because you don't know what this top color is going to be, so it makes it a little more difficult to pick the color for the letters. But I went with white. I think it turned out pretty nice. Probably not something I will keep in my shop, but if you like color changing filaments or you want to use them for nameplates, This one turned out pretty nice. I also printed the pink and the purple version in this nameplate style, which I think turned out pretty cool, and I would have been okay with any of these colors landing on this front face, but hot pink turned out pretty nice. I like this one a lot. And this one, the last one, this is the metallic filament. And again, it got like this muted color on the top, and maybe that's the color that would always be on the top, because it's this way on the front, and it's kind of this way on the back. So don't love the way that it lands on the front face, but I do really like the color change here, because look at this side. It's like blue and pink on this side, but then when I look at this side, you see the green and the yellow and a bit of the pink. So I'm a fan of this filament for that purpose, but anything that's gonna land flat like this, probably wouldn't use it. And next we have the ducks. So I didn't print these in multicolor either. I got 2 successful prints out of these two. I think they turned out pretty nice, pretty cute. I'm excited for Halloween. If you're someone who likes to give out little trinkets or something for Halloween instead of candy to kids, or you don't live in a very populated place because it'd take a while to print a ton of these, maybe you could print these and give them out to the kids in your neighborhood trick-or-treating or whatever. But yeah, loved these prints. I think they turned out cute, and there were options to do the eyes and I think the top in a different color, but I just went single color just to speed things up. I did print one, or attempt one, in the glow in the dark. This is the one that actually clogged my extruder, and so it took me a little bit, and I was a little gun shy to reprint the duck using the same glow in the dark filaments, so I stuck to these two, but as you saw in the video, I was able to get more successful prints out of the glow PLA. It just didn't happen to be the duck. All right, so that is all the nameplates, that is all the Maker World designs and my designs. The only thing we have left to look at is the Bearded Printers designs. First, we've got the egg, and this egg is massive. I did not expect. This is only the large. This is not the giant. Look how big this egg is. Hang on. Oh no. I promise it works better than I'm representing. Okay. So it can go in multiple directions, but it lines up perfectly in one of those directions. So this egg is massive. It's like, here's my head as a comparison. Such a big egg. And the purpose, I think, is to be able to fit other prints inside of it. I'm excited to try this out with my son and see if he likes it. He loves buckets and putting things in other things, so I think he's really gonna like this. Ooh, this will be a good item to test out the glow in the dark. Let's see. Look at that thing glow! The egg is just illuminating. It's not quite as bright in real life. The camera is kind of making this look a little more dramatic than it is. But it's actually glowing in the dark. I really was not expecting that to glow like it is. And then this thing, this is the hanging design. A little harder to tell. Let's see if I can find a dark corner. That's about as dark as it's gonna get. But wow, the glow in the dark actually works pretty well. And I like this design a lot better now that it's in the dark. Okay, so the glow in the dark filament worked wonderfully. It worked wonderfully. I will definitely be using that more in the future. It did clog my printer, but that's okay. I found the settings that worked best for it. Here they are. All right, and so for the egg, since I was gonna print this in glow, or the glow filament, which is a bit chunkier and caused a clog originally, not with this design, but with the duck, I decided to print this one with the Bambu PLA Galaxy preset because it has a higher flow ratio and the temperature is higher, PEI sheet is higher, max volumetric speed seemed to be a bit faster. This ended up working out really well. I don't know if any of those things specifically are what led to it working out, or if it was just a fluke for the first time that it clogged. I'm not really sure. Maybe even a 0.6 nozzle would have been the move, but I don't have any of those on me at the moment. So Bambu PLA Galaxy ended up working flawlessly. It looks nice. You'll see in the very end. And I didn't change anything else, I don't think. But now that I've seen this, that it actually glows in the dark, very happy with this filament. It's really cool. And if you're wondering exactly which one it is PLA Glow in the Dark White. White to green. So I know they have a few different options at least more than one option. But this one is specifically the white to green, and it was great. Maybe try it with a 0.6 nozzle, but the 0.4 worked on the Bambu Galaxy settings. Give it a try. All right, so that was the egg. Next we have the dragon, and this thing is incredible. I would love to have the design skills, the 3D modeling skills, to create something like this. I don't at all. I'm more of a 2D to 3D kind of artist. But this is wonderful. I'm definitely gonna let Henry, my son, try this out, play with it a little bit with a watchful eye because of these tiny pieces. But this is incredible, and I love the way the filament turned out. I think I chose a pretty good filament for it. You can see here that the color changes pretty quickly from the pink and the white, but it's like very dominant purple. I really like it. I would like to try this one out in the metallic, but I didn't at the time. Maybe later, but it's cool. I really like this dragon, very impressed. I want to see if it fits in the egg. All right, and the last piece, this one, which is what brought me to his things profile in the first place. I love it. I love that when you like move it around, you can see all the little pieces moving around. This is probably one of my favorite articulated things that I've ever printed. It's fantastic. And if you printed it in multicolor, it would look even better, but I think it's good enough even with one color. And the metallic looks great. It shimmers, it shines, it changes colors depending on the angle that you look at it from. I love it. I'm very happy with this. I can't wait to see if Henry likes it. I think he will. So thank you to the Bearded Printer for making these amazing files. They're wonderful. I'll make sure that his Instagram and his things profile are linked down in the description if you guys want to go and check out his models. They're awesome. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun creating the designs, printing the designs from MakerWorld, and printing the designs from the Bearded Printer. Thank you to Sunlu for sending me this filament. It was amazing getting to do another mystery box video. I have more planned for the future, so if you're a fan, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. That's all I've got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.